Looking for a romance game and just need something light, warm, and ridiculously cute? Home Sweet Homecoming might be up your alley. From the doting childhood friend to the teasing senpai, this title from Hooksoft gives you that full heart-melting lineup. Many thanks to Shirofune for sponsoring this video and for showing me, honestly, way too many adorably cute heroines. After being forced to live overseas his entire life due to his parents' work, Ryotaro confesses to his childhood friend that he hates it. He is then given the opportunity to move back to Japan to stay with said friend. Ryotaro is thrilled to be back in Japan with some major goals he wants to accomplish: falling in love and getting a girlfriend. A very simple and honest premise, nothing too crazy, but that's perfectly fine. The visual novel is dedicated to the casual slice-of-life nature in this rom-com, and considering the game's developers, it's right up their alley. Home Sweet Homecoming was produced by Hooksoft, the same developers behind IX Shitel and Hokago Cinderella, specifically written by Shinji Matsukura, who also wrote IX Shitel and Smi's Fururaba Friend to Lover. The story invokes that same romance comedy happy feel-good vibe. That said, Home Sweet Homecoming is definitely more on the wholesome romantic side compared to the chaotic love antics of IX Shitel and Fururaba's heavy comedy focus. Not that there aren't any comedic moments in here, Emi being endearingly silly and Misato's mischievous playfulness come to mind, but it really is dedicated on winning you over with their sweet charms. That said, Ryotaro's gonna have a difficult time, simply because there are so many attractive and charming girls that he meets. Home Sweet Homecoming has its 4 primary heroines, yes, but it also has 3 side heroines as well. Plenty of different and unique girls to which anyone playing will find a personal favorite. If you're a fan of soft-spoken sweethearts, Rikako will be up your alley. If you like a kind-hearted, generous book girl, Mia will be very appealing to you. Or if you fancy yourself an older, mature woman to fall in love with, Erina, the homeroom teacher, will catch your eye. And these are only some of the girls I mentioned. That said, the story gives you plenty of time to get to know everyone equally. The common route is dedicated to introducing all the different heroines as Ryotaro gets used to his new environment. During the break period in the common route, you are given the option to listen in on the surrounding gossip on the heroines. In the next segment, you are then given the option to pick a heroine to spend the rest of your day with. If you obtained gossip on them earlier, an indicator will be shown next to the heroine. When you meet with said heroine, selecting certain dialogue choices will add information to her profile and progress your relationship with her. Choosing to pursue your chosen heroine multiple times will lead into their specific events, which will ultimately lead into their specific routes. Just make sure to be a good student and you won't get a bad ending otherwise. So let's begin with the girl very much shocked to hear that the guy that she's totally been crushing on is moving into her house. Emi Hanazono, a girl who's just a bit too excited for her long-missed childhood friend to come back home to relive the good old days. What really sells Emi is the duality she carries. At school, she's this collected, mature individual, someone who's dedicated herself to being kinder and more approachable, but the moment she's at home with Ryotaro and her brother, those traces of that mature side are all gone. Instead, you get this slightly temperamental, selfish little sister energy, resembling her attitude back when she and Ryotaro were kids. Here, she's a bit of a klutz, especially when talking with Ryotaro nowadays. All of her actions comes across as charmingly childish in the best way possible. Those facial expressions are some of the best in the game. I find her endearing along with every bit of her maidenly yearning, for good reason. After being attached to Ryotaro for so long as kids, him suddenly disappearing turned out to be pretty devastating for her. So she made changes to herself as a bit of compensation. Now imagine her surprise when he suddenly reappears after so long, after her personal growth. It's this past history and dynamic that I enjoy seeing play out between these two. Next up is Mia Togane, the oh-so-dependable class rep, the girl who helped our main character get familiar with his classmates. She's dutiful, friendly, and carries more responsibility on her shoulder than anyone probably should, but she does it all with this genuine, heartfelt desire to help people. What makes her so endearing is how well-intentioned her efforts are, even when they're a bit clumsy. There's something deeply sweet about watching her stumble through her earnest efforts to care for others, all while wearing that innocent smile. Early on, there's this lovely sense of awkwardness between them, moments where the both of them are just super considerate of each other. But once those concerns are all resolved, it's nothing but smooth sailing. Once in that relationship, you'll end up finding out that Mia is quite the romantic dreamer, only to become a lot more bolder when her fantasies turn into reality. A side effect of a book girl falling in love, I suppose. Meanwhile, we have Rikako Jinai, the kind of girl who just quietly tugs at your heart. A dedicated track and field athlete, the type everyone admires for her athletic abilities and quiet grace, but that admiration comes with a wall she never meant to build. Her shyness, especially around guys, makes her seem cold cold and hard to approach, even though nothing could be further from the truth. She wants to make friends. Rikako carries this insecurity, and you'll see this in her dialogue. She's self-conscious about her physical traits and her social ability. She lacks confidence in herself, but when Ryotaro enters her life, we start to see her change slowly. I like this about Rikako's events, for that slow improvement and earnest efforts because of her interaction and eventual bond with our main character. An underrated aspect is that Ryotaro's pretty considerate when it comes to these girls. He's honest and straightforward in his efforts to get to know them more, and he's very receptive to whatever concern they have going on in their mind. Which brings me to a girl in which he can nicely adjust accordingly to. Misato Suzuyama is pure, unfiltered energy, the kind of heroine who bursts into a scene and immediately captures your attention. The senior who's in the same class as Toru, Ryotaro's guy best friend, but won't hesitate to chat up anyone who catches her interest. She's the type to push everyone around to her whims in the most energetic way possible, including teasing our main lead. I like Misato's energy. The lively types are always super fun to watch in romantic encounters. As you see her constantly playful attitude and enthusiasm, you'll see that she's also a genuinely nice, outgoing person. That said, she's also super conscious of herself too. She knows that not everyone can keep up with her. Her boundless energy, while fun, can be a lot for some people. So there's that air of sensitivity whenever she acts. Luckily, Ryotaro's there to reassure her, accepting her as she is with every bit that she gives out. A very nice relationship, one I particularly like, especially after seeing her embarrassed, flustered self. As for the side heroines, they are still attractive with special qualities in their own right, they just have less story content for them in the game. Yuka Kurasama is an underclassman, yes, but she's also the daughter of the owner of the prestigious Kurasama Confectionaries, which means one thing: big rich girl vibes. And yet, despite expecting the classical Josama wealthy high-class attitude, she is surprisingly ordinary, ignoring her overly concerned bodyguard. Really, it's that sheltered girl aspect that the story leans into. While bonding together with Yuka is one thing, the real hurdle was actually convincing her bodyguard, the one with very big brother energy. Speaking of pseudo-family-ish dynamics, we have Rin Yoshimura, a senior similar to Misato and Toru, yes, but with Ryotaro, she gives off slight big sister vibes. Yes, there is a reason why her hair covers her face, all related to the incident nicknaming her the Medusa, but that's an ordeal that Ryotaro will have to get her to open up about. And lastly, there's Erina Sayama, the homeroom teacher advisor to Ryotaro's class, the one that's surprisingly totally fine with the teacher-student relationship. Took me back, actually. I was expecting the typical conflict with these type of dynamics, but no, this one is very forward with her affections once in that special partnership, with all the secret spicy outings that comes with it. For pure love romance visual novel fans out there, consider checking out Home Sweet Homecoming. It's a very simple and honest premise dedicated to the casual slice of life experience, but that's all you need for some people, and that's perfectly fine. A link to the game will be in the description and comments down below. I would also like to thank everyone on Patreon for supporting me in covering visual novels. You guys are fantastic, and if you would like to be a part of that effort, please consider subscribing. Now, if you're interested in another romance visual novel, you might want to check out this video over here, or this one for a general recommendation. And lastly, Emi and Misato are my favorites.